Hello, all my dear friends from around the world. Welcome to my May full moon ceremony, my virtual full moon ceremony. I love hearing from you all about the progress that you have made in your life. I am so impressed with some of you. You've heard what I've said, and you've taken the bull by the horns, and you have created a new life for yourself. I am so proud of you, and I know how thrilled you are about your own new life. Okay, so let's talk about what we can expect with this amazing full moon that we're going to have here in the Eastern time zone, Eastern Daylight Time, at 12:12 a.m. That's 12 minutes into May 16th. This particular full moon is not just a full moon. It is a lunar eclipse. And as you know, an eclipse is like a cosmic 2x4. It propels you forward. You have the ability on this full moon to create a new life for yourself. If this full moon, this eclipse, falls on your sun, your moon, or your ascendant. So once again, this lunar eclipse, this full moon, is in 25 degrees of Scorpio. If you have your sun, your moon, or your ascendant anywhere between 20 degrees of Scorpio and 0 degrees of Sagittarius, this is a new life eclipse for you. And while most eclipses are going to last until the next pair come along, they usually occur in pairs, sometimes triplicities, but usually they come in twos rather than threes. So normally we we feel the effects of the eclipse until the next pair come along. However, with a new life eclipse, this eclipse can last from 1 year to 2 years. It's entirely possible that it may last even longer. And so because this ushers in for you a new life, you want to know this so that you can take advantage of it. And what I would suggest that you do, if you find that this eclipse is sitting on your sun, your moon, or your ascendant, at some point around the time of the full moon, I don't mean you need to get up early in the morning, but maybe you do. You want to convert the time, Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time. The full moon is at 12:12 a.m. Convert this to your time. It may be that it's not on the 16th, but on the 15th, okay? What you want to do, and this is a suggestion to you, is perhaps light a candle, go into every room of your home and say, out with the old that is no longer working, in with the new that is working. In other words, you don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Just because something is old doesn't mean it's not working. Makes sense, right? So what you're going to do is you're simply going to say, out with the old that no longer works, in with the new that works for me, for you. So now remember, Mercury is still retrograde. until June 3rd. So things are going to be unsettled. You know that. And it will come out of the shadow of the retrograde June 18th. So things are going to be weird. Some of you have already asked me about that because you've been feeling the retrograde Mercury. Wonderful. There is nothing wrong with you. You're feeling the retrograde Mercury. So let's talk about where this eclipse, this full moon, lands in your solar chart. And as with all of my forecasts, look at your sun and your ascendant as the two strongest points in the chart. Since it's a Scorpio eclipse, excuse me, pollen, Atlanta is pollinated big time. Since this particular eclipse is in Scorpio, let's start with Scorpio, the most powerful sign in the entire zodiac. This is a time for you to do what you want, when you want, how you want, because you want. It is time for you to step forward and do your thing, your way. You know, once a year when the sun is in your sign, this is the time that you can say, it's my turn. And I'm doing it my way. I don't mean that you're going to confront people on it. You're just going to know that the sun is in your solar first house and it is your turn. Now, look for 25 Scorpio in your birth chart because this is really going to tie in with this solar chart beautifully. Sagittarius, okay. This is a time for you to pull back, retreat, give yourself solitude, give yourself the freedom to do what you want away from prying eyes. This is a wonderful time to connect with the spirit world. And it's always time for you to take a vacation if you possibly can. You might find that a vacation in which you have more solitude and privacy is just the perfect vacation for you now. Capricorn, this is a time to be with your friends, to let the humanitarian in you express itself, and to put your hopes and wishes into operation. You do that by getting clear on what they are. Now, we are going to burn our lists as always. And so you might want to get your list ready now if you haven't. This is the list of what you want to create for yourself in the next month or so. Okay. Aquarius, wow. Be the leader. Focus on your career and move upward in your career, whatever your career is. Now, you might say, I really want to start a new career, but Mercury is retrograde. That's true. Wait until after Mercury goes direct. Plan it now. Pisces, you are ready to take a plane out of this country, whatever your country is. You're ready to spread your wings and soar. You see a much bigger picture than the people around you do. So see it and know that you can have it now. This is a time not only for long distance travel, but for higher education. Are you thinking of taking an online course, a college course, a PhD course? See what I'm saying? You see options that are open to you that you haven't seen before, go for them. Aries, this is very interesting. Other people's money and possessions are very important to you right now. And the ability to help other people get their financial ducks in a row is very strong. You are undergoing a personal transformation. And so letting go of the old that is not working and letting in the new that will work for you, that does work for you, is perfect for you now. Taurus, it's time to interact one-on-one with everybody in your life. You will find that you're attracted to other people. You want to get out there and be with people. If you are in a business partnership, you're ready to put the partner first. If you're in a marital relationship, you're going to put the spouse first, which is great because they're going to do the same thing with themselves. Okay, so it's time to put your attention on others. Gemini, this is a terrific time to focus on your health and your job. What do you want to be when you grow up? I always say that to people. What do you want to be when you grow up? Because it's happening now. So get busy on those unfinished manuscripts. Get busy on that unfinished novel. Tie up the loose ends. Take care of your health. Are you walking? Are you using your gym membership? You know, a lot of us turned into a slug when COVID came on the scene. And as we look at ourselves, we see where we could use some improvement. I know I'm speaking for myself. So this is a perfect eclipse under which to do that. Cancerians, it's time for fun. You need to have fun. And your children want your attention. By the way, your pets are your children too. You're going to put your kids first because they're going to insist on it. You're going to put your pets first because they're going to insist on it. And what I'm going to suggest to you is that you party. It is time to have fun. So I hope you're going to do it. Leo, great, grand, glorious Leo. I always forget, we got to make sure we say that about Leo. Home and family, very important to you. Are you buying a house? Are you selling a house? Are you renovating a house? This is the time to focus on home, family, and real estate, and all those areas that provide emotional security. You might want a staycation, in which case you may find that you're sitting in front of the tube with a remote in your hand, having a wonderful time. And Virgo, oh my goodness, your mind is going a mile a minute. You've got great ideas. Have you found yourself becoming more talkative like today? This is going to continue because of this eclipse. You're going to be very sharp, very bright, very insightful, and you're going to share ideas with everybody. Okay? I suggest you write a book or do a blog, but communicate your ideas. And last but not least, lovely Libra. Libra likes harmony, likes to make harmony. Libra, you are the one who's focusing on your money with this eclipse. This is terrific. It can increase your income magnificently. So if you've been contemplating new ways of creating more money, with Mercury retrograde, you do not want to start a new project if you can help it. But Mercury goes direct on June 3rd. So while Mercury is in the shadow of the retrograde, it's no longer retrograde. So my suggestion is focus on your money, because whatever you focus on grows. Okay. Now, what is so interesting to me, and some of you know this, for the advanced spiritual student, I have been offering a session. It's a 3-hour session called Take Back Your Life. And you can plug it into any topic, any subject you want. I'm writing a book right now, well, not this moment, of course, called, the working title is Take Back Your Money, because this is very, very important. It can be love, it can be money, it can be career, it can be your body, your health, all of that. If you are seeing your life and the story of your life repeating itself, like the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, you are ready for a Take Back Your Life session. In which case, check it out on my website, MaxineTaylor.com. It will help you see your life story so clearly. It will validate you if you've been focused on your life. And what we do it face-to-face on Zoom, you and me. I video it as we go through it. I send you the video, and I turn you loose on the world, a new person. Yes, you will be wanting to watch that video from time to time, because you'll go back into your story, but I'm going to show you how to get out of your story when you see it. Okay? All right. Now, I have a question for all of you. I've been watching, I'm a people watcher. Are you a people watcher? What I have found is that without perhaps being aware of it, we have given our power away to somebody. It can be a person, it can be a place, it can be a thing. If you are very, very, for example, if you're very dedicated to a particular politician, you may have given your life without knowing it to that person. That's not a judgment. It's just what's so. Perhaps to an organization. And so the reason I'm asking you to just look at this within yourself is because we're going to deal with that right here, right now, if you would like to, all right? So my question is, who owns you? Who do you dedicate your life to? Who have you made your God? In other words, who is the person you turn to when you want anything, perhaps? This is you want to look at this very gently and see it very gently. Who makes the rules for your life, whether they are living or no longer living? There, I call that person the tail that wags the dog, because that's the one who makes the rules for everybody in the family. Now, that may not be the one to whom you have given your life. You may have rebelled and you've gone over to somebody else in the family. It's usually a family member, but it doesn't have to be. And at different times in our lives, we have different people who rule us. Okay, couple more questions you can ask yourself very gently. You know, there's no blame here. We are humans after all. And so, yes, we are spirit in earthbound bodies dealing with earthly situations. Who do you think about all the time? Do you have somebody in your life who you've been really close friends with, and you're always thinking, well, how are they doing? Do they need this? Do they need the other thing? Just look at that. Now, whose permission, approval, or acceptance do you need? This is very, very telling. And again, whether they're living or not, because if they're not living, let's just say, for example, you made your father your God, and your father is no longer living. You will transfer. I always get transfer or project. Yeah, transfer father onto somebody you're friends with. And in essence, they are your daddy replacement. Um, and this happens all the time. So there is nothing wrong with you. This is, I'm just bottom line stuff that I teach my students when I mentor them. Okay. So whose permission, approval, or acceptance do you need? Who are you afraid will leave you if you pursue your dream? This is very, very deep, I know. And some of you may have already broken free. If you haven't, let's do that now as I do right hand, left hand. You know, I love that when I discovered that someone had told me something about it, and I grabbed that ball and I made it my own. Okay. What we do, as you know, because this is a lunar eclipse, it's very, very important. It's going to be with us for at least a year, probably two. And it's a wonderful time for a major adjustment. You do not have to end your relationship with somebody when you discover that you have given your power away to them. The acceptances that we're going to do, which we always do during these full moon ceremonies, take care of that. They handle it. Okay. So first of all, you want to put your hand on your heart so that you're coming from love. Because when you put your hand on your heart, you're focusing on your heart. And the heart is love. And when you are calm, it does calm you down. Extend your right hand and put in it what you really, 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 really want more than anything. Okay? In your left hand, put who is preventing you from doing that. And remember, I said it first, who owns you? Who do you make your quote unquote God? This can be the person who makes the rules for your life. You might start with what is preventing you from having what you want. That's the right hand. But if you ask God to show you who is that person or what is preventing this, it can be fear, fear of loss. It can be a commitment that you have made to this person, whether they're living or not, and you feel bound to living out that commitment. See what I mean? And when you see it, toss it back to God. Toss it out to the universe. And the only thing you are left with is what you really, 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 really want. Put your hand back on your heart and accept it. Okay. Now, I have acceptances for you that are very powerful. Some of you already know this. And these acceptances now will have a deeper meaning for you now that you've got your right hand loaded with what you want. And when you accept it, you let all of God's love pour down from the top of your head into every cell in your body and out the soles of your feet. So say after me, I take back my heart, because it's the heart that loves. And just let that energy pour down, filling every cell in your body. I take back my soul. I take back my mind. I take back my body. I take back my honor. I take back my identity, which is God in an earthbound body. I take back my self-respect. I take back my God-given talents and abilities. And lastly, I take back my life. And if you are in a place where you can do this now, simply take one step forward into your new life. Out with the old that has served me but is no longer serving me. In with the new that will work for me. And now is the perfect time to burn our lists. And these are the lists of what you'd like to create for yourself during these next 4 weeks. Because in June, we're going to do it again. And I like to tear up my list before I burn it. I am not a fire starter. I'm just, it burns and then it goes out. So I have my little bowl here with my list. And so far, these matches have been terrific. They've been cooperative. Yes. Oh, look at there. I love it. Okay. So I'm going to, come on, baby, light my fire. Some of you are too young to know that song, but and as your list burns, release it to God. If you're hanging on to it, God can't send what you want to you. And as the smoke rises, can you see it? It's on its way. And so I'm going, I put out fires is what I do. That's very profound. I'm going to place this on the hardwood floor while we do the rest of the ceremony. And just accept right now that everything you've asked for is on the way to you. And now, this I think is my favorite part of these full moon ceremonies. I'm going to give myself a little room here. Okay. You know, I love these star cards. And they have a little star. Each one has a little star on it. I made these up years ago and brought them into Office Depot because so many of the other cards that I was looking for answers, using to look for answers, didn't give me what I wanted. I wanted something totally positive, because I know that if I And if you want something really, really with all your heart and soul, these cards can validate it. And let me suggest this to you. What I have learned over the decades is that the mind can't tell the difference between past, future, or present. And so if you know what you want and you act as if you have already received it, okay, already received it, you're living as if you already have it. The universe is able to give it to you so easily because you're living in the result of what you wanted instead of saying, oh, this is what I want, I hope I get it. You're accepting that you've already received it. And this is what your life is like as a result of receiving what you've asked for. So let's start. Okay. Oh, much better. Glasses really do help. What we're going to do is we're going to accept, if you choose to, these cards and the message on them. And if you do that, as you know, by letting all of God's love pour down from the top of your head through every cell in your body and out the soles of your feet. First one, I lift the planet. And I know that describes some of you. I know this is what you want to do. I am brilliant. Say it out loud if you can. I am brilliant. Yes. And accept it. Oh, gosh. I am God made manifest. People want to be with me. I am mega talented. I hope y'all are saying this. If you're with a group of people and they're not supporting this, do it yourself before the full moon, okay? I am radiantly healthy. I dare to dream. Isn't this cool? I create my own life. Oh yeah, baby. People listen when I speak. A lot of you need to do this one because you don't feel that they listen or that they hear what you're saying. So people listen when I speak. Write that down as your mantra for this week. I am able to receive. A lot of us can't. It took me years to be able to receive. I could give, but I couldn't receive. I am a visionary. I am fun. And the final card, dun, 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 dun. Let's see what we got here. I have courage. Yes, my dear friends. And so I hope that this wonderful eclipse blesses you and yours. And I would suggest that if you're watching the news, when you see something that is gut-wrenching or just upsetting, send light to those people. Because if you are a starseed, a light worker, a walk-in, an empath, a psychic, a healer, a card reader, an astrologer, a palmist, a numerologist. This is the time for us to create a tipping point that changes the planet. We are not alone. You are not alone. And so, find one, when you're in this wonderful space that you're in now, find someone, anyone, who could use a smile, who could use love. If you're watching the news, send love to the people of Ukraine. Let them feel our love, our support. And join me next month when once again we have our wonderful virtual worldwide full moon ceremony. And so may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now, my dear friends.